you're gonna strut around showing off your powers, you better be able to back it up.
When did I ever strut around and show off my powers? Did you guys rob an Asgardian construction worker?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Wait. Hey Larfleeze. Who's this wrecking crew?
Short answer, they're thugs for hire. They have superpowers and they have superpowered weapons. They've been around since very early Thor comics. Usually their stories insist around being hired to cause a lot of mayhem to distract a hero, or they were hired to do something they weren't paid for it, and so they cause a bunch of mayhem out of frustration or revenge. The leader of the Retter crew is Dirk Garthwaite, better known as Retter. He was a small-time crook using a crowbar to bust into buildings and rob them. He accidentally breaks into a hotel room that is occupying Loki at the time, has lost his powers from Odin, and was doing a spell to grant himself enough power to fight Thor. The powers end up going to Dirk Garthwaite, and now he has enough power to fight Thor. He does, of course. Thor wins, but the magic was really induced into that crowbar. He goes to prison. Later on, he ends up meeting his three cellmates. We have Dr. Elliot Franklin, Henry Hamp, and Brian Holsey. They break out of Riker's Island together and hunt down Riker's crowbar. While they find the crowbar, all of them are holding it at the same time, and lightning strikes, very similar to Thor's hammer. And this ends up giving some of Riker's powers to the other three members of the wrecking crew. You have Brian Holsey, who ends up becoming Pile Driver. Originally, he just has really big hands that he uses to punch people. There have been other versions where he has superpowered gloves. Then you have Henry Hamp, better known as Bulldozer. He has a magical helmet that is not unsimilar to Juggernaut, and when he gets that momentum going, nothing can stop him bulldozing through any building or person. And finally, you have Dr. Elliot Franklin, better known as Thunderball. He has a magical ball and chain. The interesting thing about Dr. Elliot Franklin is that he was a physicist. He was on par with Bruce Banner in the field of gamma radiation. In the comics, they actually call him the Black Bruce Banner, and he was the creator of a miniature gamma ray bomb. The first story of the wrecking crew is to try to track down the gamma ray bomb. They end up being intercepted by the defenders. They end up losing and going to separate jails. The thing about the wrecking crew is they're pretty well much unstoppable. They've busted out of every single jail there was, the Raft, the Big House, the Cube. So that is who is the wrecking crew. If you have any other questions about comic books, you go ahead and leave a comment, and your question might be the next episode of Ask Larfleeze.